If you are coming to the UK for the first time as a student or as a skilled worker, or you're in the UK and you travel out of the UK for one reason or the other and you are returning back to the UK, there are some latest updates at the port of entry where visa has been cancelled and migrants being turned back. This doesn't apply to only those coming into the UK as for the first time, but also those who are returning for a trip, those who are already residing here in the UK. Their visas has also been cancelled for one reason or the other. So if you are watching this channel for the first time, you have to watch this video to the end and share to your friends, as I'll be giving some current updates about what is currently happening at the port of entry here in the UK. Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. As you all know, my name is Victor. If you're watching my channel for the first time, in this channel, I talked about ways you can migrate to the United Kingdom through the skilled worker migration route. I talked about ways you can school abroad and ways you can settle in when you arrive in the United Kingdom. If this content looks like something you like, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give a thumb up so YouTube can recommend this content to a wider audience. So guys, let's get started. Recently, at the port of entry, the UK immigration seems to be strict about migrants coming into the UK. This doesn't apply to only those coming into the UK for the first time, either as a student or a skilled worker. It also applies to those who are returning from a trip, those who are already residing here in the UK and decided to travel out of the UK for either vacation or travel back to their country to see relatives. So at the point of coming in, there are some questions they are being asked at the port of entry. If you're unable to give satisfactory answers to those questions, your visa might be cancelled and you'll be turned back to your home country. That's why you need to watch this video to the end and share with your friends so that those who are not aware of some of these latest updates can get abreast with some of this latest development. Some persons coming into the United Kingdom for the first time, right, at the point of entry, they'll be asked several questions by the UK immigration. Failure to give them satisfactory answer might result to your visa cancel and you'll be turned back to your country. Also, those who are also residing in the UK who travel out of the UK for either vacation or they travel back to their home country and they are returning back, they will be asked some series of questions. Failure to give a satisfactory answer can also result to your visa cancelled. Recently, there was a student returning back from his home country. He's a student here in the UK. He traveled to his home country. On his way back to the UK, he was asked some questions by UK immigration. And along the line, they find out that he did some things that contravene his visa condition. Like I did said in my previous video, all visa class has rules and regulations governing the visa, right? You need to read through the conditions that governs your visa so you will not run short of the law. So as a student, there are some things you are not supposed to do. There are things your visa does not cover, right? So you need to work in line with the rules and regulations governing your visa so you will not breach some of the conditions governing that visa class you are using to reside in the UK. So as a student, you know you are not allowed to work more than 20 hours during a term time, and during off term you can work more than 20 hours, right? So this particular student, he was returning back from his home country, I think Pakistan precisely, and he was accosted at the UK immigration border point and he was asked several questions which resulted to the UK immigration going further to call the employer is working for. He was asked where is he working. I think he told them he's working with Tesco, and they went ahead to call the office where he's working to inquire if really he's working with them and how many hours he's working for them in a week. Because as a student, as you all know, you are not supposed to work more than 20 hours during term time. But this fellow, I believe he worked more than that because the phone call put to Tesco revealed that he's doing 37 hours per week, right? So with that, UK immigration cancelled the student visa at that point and it was turned back because the reason why his visa was cancelled was because he's working more than 20 hours a week. Those who are listening to my video, those who I'm supporting, I do tell them, please stick to your visa rule. You never can tell. At the point of entry, the UK immigration does not have the manpower to be asking every individual that is coming into the UK all of these questions. So sometimes they just take a sample. In every 100, in every 50, they pick up one or two persons and try and scrutinize, ask some questions to see if they are keeping to the conditions of their visa, right? So this fellow did not keep to some of the rules. He might be keeping to all other rules, but the rules of not working more than 20 hours per week, he did not adhere to it. And as such, at the point of entry, this is no person that is coming in for the first time. Is currently studying in the UK, but he traveled home and on his way back, he was asked such a question. So you never can tell when you have cause to travel out to the UK during the course of your study, and upon returning back to the UK, you might be asked this question, and they might go ahead to even call your employer or try and get other details. Of course, without even calling your employer, the immigration can as well get any information they want to get. What they need to do is just for them to get your NI number and inquire from HMRC to see the amount you are collecting as salary that is passing through HMRNC, and with that they can be able to trace how much you are earning per week, per month, and how many employers you are working with. But then you never can tell. That's why you need to stick to your visa condition. The second thing I want to talk about is if you are coming to the UK as a skilled worker or as a student for the first time, what you need to do is all the document that relates to what you are coming here to do, either to work as a skilled worker or to study as a student. You need to get all the document handy. Make photocopy of all the document and have them in a folder. Don't check them into your luggage. Have them handy in your hand luggage. Any document you know that relates to what you are coming to do here as a student. If you're a student, make sure your first degree result is with you. Your cash statement, make a copy of it. The offer letter, make a copy of it. Every correspondent that you know you need to have with you. Your proof of funds, the statement you use for your proof of funds, let it be with you handy. Your TB test results, let it be with you handy. Any document that you know relates to your study, let it be with you handy. Don't check it in your luggage. Don't put it in your luggage and check it in. Have it in your hand luggage that you can carry anytime, right? So that in the event you are asked for any you are asked to provide any document, you can just open your bag and provide that document to the UK immigration. Or if you're here, if you're coming in as a skilled worker, right, your certificate of sponsorship, your offer letter, any correspondence you have with your employer from when you start your job application, make a copy of it, have them handy. Name of your employer, the place you are going to stay when you arrive in UK, any temporary accommodation you've made provision for, or anywhere you want to stay. Make sure you know the address. Be confident about all of this, because what the UK immigration does now, the port of entry, they ask random questions. They want to see if actually you know what you're coming here to do. This is necessary because whenever you are asked any question and a document is required for that question, you just need to open your bag, bring out the document, and show to them to back up whatever explanation you are giving to them. Recently, there was a young man coming into the UK for the first time as a skilled worker. He made a very big mistake by checking in all the documents he need to show at the port of entry. He put it inside his luggage and checked it in to the airline, leaving his passport only and his ticket on his hand luggage. I don't know how come he made such a mistake. So at the port of entry, he was asked several questions and he was also asked to provide documents. The first thing he was asked is he should provide the relevant training certificate he has done to show that he qualified for that skilled job he was employed to do. He said he have it, but it's inside his luggage. Where is the certificate of sponsorship that your employer issued to you? Can we have a copy of it? He said he have it, but it's inside his luggage. All the questions he was asked that require proof of document, he keep telling them he have them in his luggage. I don't know how true it is if actually he have it in his luggage, but that is story for another day. To cut the story short, he was denied entry into the UK and his visa was cancelled at the port of entry. The information I got was the document he need to show at the port of entry, he puts them inside his luggage and check them in. So at that point, he doesn't have those documents to show or to back up whatever explanation he was giving. So that was the reason why his visa was cancelled. I don't know for now if there are more to it, but the person that gave me this first-hand information said the visa was cancelled because it was unable to bring proof of some of the documents that was requested at the port of entry. Is keep telling them it's inside his luggage. At the port of entry, he can only provide his passport and vignet that was attached to it. There are so many twists to this story. I'm still looking forward to get the full details, which I will also share with my audience. So guys, if you're coming to the UK as a student or you're coming to the UK as a skilled worker, I will advise guys, always have your document handy in your hand luggage. Don't make that mistake of checking it into the airline without having them having a copy with you handy, because you never can tell at the point of entry you might be asked to provide document to back up whatever explanation. Because here in the UK, most time they always want you to show proof of whatever you're telling them. Anybody can just come up and say, I have this, I have that. Bring proof to show that you have what you are telling us become an issue, right? So this fellow was denied entry, and I'm sure for you to be denied entry, probably that your visa must be cancelled. That's There's no two way about that, because it will be presumed that you cannot provide document, or you cannot back up your claim with any factual evidence, right? I think that was the reason why it was denied entry. This can be devastating, knowing fully well you've put in everything you have, you put in your time, you put in your resources. At the point of entry, your visa was cancelled, or at the point of entry, you're denied entry just because of sealing mistake, something that is avoidable. Because definitely this is something that is avoidable. If he has watched some video on YouTube, he would have be able to equip himself with some of this information, just for you to have a copy of all the documents you need to show, all the documents that relate to what you're coming here to do, all the documents that relate to your employer, all the correspondence, have everything, the trainings and all that, have them handy, make a photocopy, even 2 pair of it. You can check one pair in your luggage and have 1 pair in hand luggage, so that you can show to whoever that cares to see whatever you have with you. But checking everything in and just holding your passport and your ticket, that is not it. For that simple reason, it was denied entry and returned back to his country. It's painful, but then it's a learning point for those who intend coming to the UK as a skilled worker or as a student. So you need to learn from this sad experience and try to get your details right when coming to the UK, so that you will not be a second victim. So we'll come to the end of this video. If this content is something you like, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give a thumb up to the video, and share with your contact. See you in my next video.